What's up, everybody? It's Vortek, and welcome to episode 24 in our Rising World Let's Play. Today we are going to finally finish up the modern house I've started, and I'm quickly going to go over a new update to the game that happened since our last recording. So I'm going to go over that one right now, and then we will get back to building our house. I've collected a whole bunch of materials for the job, and I think we can finish it up rather quickly. So, the new update, among other things, the big one of this tiny update was the ability to set a spawn using a bed. And now this is really cool. So, there's kind of a difference here. This little tent right here that you can make kind of on the fly, you can make this anywhere, and suddenly this becomes your bed spawn. So, if we go traveling the far lands of our Rising World map, then this will become our spawn in case we die or anything. We sleep in it, set spawn, no big deal. But if we destroy it, and we've slept in one of the beds in one of our fine houses here, that will then become spawn for us once again. This is something that, I'm going to compare this to Minecraft again. This is something that Minecraft really frustrated me with. See, you can make a bed in Minecraft, you can set spawn, no big deal. If you destroy that bed, spawn is gone, and you suddenly spawn all the way in the middle of the map, and perhaps that's really far away from where you've been building, and that's frustrating. I like this idea that the bed spawn kind of differs from the camping spawn, if you will. So, I'm going to demonstrate it right now by sleeping in a bed and officially setting our spawn in Rising World, and now if anything happens, we will be back in our house, unless we go camping. So, that is cool. The camping one seems to take precedent over the bed spawn, if I understand it correctly. So, there we are. Bed spawn is set, and now we can get back to business. Alright, how is everybody? Thank you so much for the comments and everything. I know that these episodes have been kind of sparse lately with all my testing of new games, but it's really easy for Mojo and I to sit down and record Roller Coaster Tycoon. But with this series, it takes me a lot more time because I got to go through suggestions on what to build, and then I got to collect resources. Even with the creative mode collecting I have on, it's been, you know, kind of a challenge. So, thank you for your understanding and patience. Here's what I've decided to do about our roof fiasco. Now, you can take planks. I've collected one just to show you. And you can actually do a lot with these. And you can see I already have it laid down and out as far as it can go. But using the arrow keys, you can kind of change the positioning. So we can make it flat, and we can change the width a certain amount. So with one plank, we can make it go this wide, and we can place it on the roof. Now, if you hit G, we get a grid, and it's going to go right there. So I think that's good. It's going to give us exactly enough headroom, and it's going to keep the house modern looking without me having to take away all these blocks up here and go up one higher just to get that headroom and build out of blocks exclusively. So I'm going to place that, and there we go. We've officially started building the roof. I chose that that wood texture just because I really like it, and we're going to make a bunch more of those. We're going to cover the whole house with that, and then we can finish the floor and perhaps even add some furniture if we get time. So that's what's happening. I went ahead and created 32 planks, which I think with this size we can make them should be more than enough to get this roof right. Let's make sure I made the right ones. It looks like it's the same. So I'm going to go over like this, and hopefully there's also no problems in placement, and by that I mean getting them over the door. Seems to do just fine, and I'm gonna have to come out with them a little bit more, it seems, which is not something I anticipated, but that's okay because we can very easily just like spin these around, make them thinner, and maybe I'll have to climb up there to make sure they look right, but it shouldn't be a big deal. So I'm just gonna keep placing them as I am, and we'll worry about that when we get there. So I want to make sure they're all even. I don't want there to be any overlapping planks because that creates problems in the way that the game handles that. Like, it's just really glitchy looking, and that solar flare is not helping either. Let's come out like that, or the lens flare, I should say, solar flare. Come out like that, and one more like that. And it looks like there's some overlap there, so that's as far as we can go. No big deal. We'll do this. And we're going to need to get creative here with how we're placing these because we're running out of walls. We're coming to the middle now. Looks like I can just do this, which is weird, but it works. And we'll handle that later. And let's try to get the positioning right. This is an interesting way to do a roof in a game. But I really love how we get to switch between blocks and not blocks. Okay, now this is an interesting problem. It seems that the overlap is different right here. I wonder what happens if I rotate from here. Okay, we still have some space to fill. Oops. Oh gosh, I've gone and messed everything up. Alright. So how does that affect... Maybe we should come over like this first. We'll figure this out. But even if I have to place smaller planks, not a big deal. It's not going to look like planks once it's all finished. It's just going to look like a big flat surface. So I'm just trying to make sure there's no overlap. That is my only concern with placing this roof the way I am. Alright, not a big deal. Let's go over like this. Like that. And then we have that little gap right there. All right. Let's turn this around like this, and we'll hold Shift and use the arrow keys to make it thinner. And you can see it kind of filling in that space for us, which is good. I think that's gonna work, except now the planks are overlapping in that direction, which is not good. Let's come out here and see if we can't adjust this right. Ooh, right there. How do we do? How do we do? I can't get over the railing. Come over here. The railing isn't finished either. Didn't realize that till now. Yes, all right. We came out to the edge, it seems, and that's okay. Part of this, I think, is going to come over the roof. Anyway, the roof is going to come over maybe this part of the deck. One part of the deck, I think, will have a little roof over it. So, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to keep placing my planks down and trying to fix any gaps as I go. Wow, well, it looks like we got the roof placed down without a hitch. It looks like I was also wrong about the fact that they're not going to look like planks. I can definitely see lines between each one, but that's not a big deal. For the most part, it looks more or less like a flat surface, and I think it's going to maintain the modern look of our house. Now, the next thing I need to do is get the border and trim around the top, just to really tie it together, get something over the doors, which are going to look kind of ugly, just sitting as they are. Let's hit E and close this door. Yeah, it looks unfinished at best, so we do need a little bit of a lip over that. I think what I'm going to do is take whatever blocks I have available to me. It looks like I have some of these, and create a little makeshift staircase going up to the roof. This is kind of the best way to handle... Well, actually, I'm just going to fly. I said a while back I'm just going to fly for things like this, so no reason to create scaffolding if we don't have to. And now, the only part that's going to be weird is this right here. This little plank sticking out might make life challenging for our overlapping situation. But we'll try it. I mean, if we have to overlap one little thing, that's better than, you know, having to overlap everything. So I think the best way to get started would be to start at... It's going to be weird because we want the corners to, like, match up properly. Let's try spinning this like that. And we'll turn this one like this. Okay. Alright, not a big deal. Why don't we try... Unfortunately, we can't really do much about that. Why don't we try to overlap one and see what happens? Huh. Alright, it's not glitching. Maybe I'm just thinking about that with glass. Okay, so overlap is no longer a big deal, and I'm just worrying for nothing. Let's go hog wild. Cool. So... Other suggestions you guys have given me have kept me very busy. If we see a dry spell in building suggestions, do not feel bad because I have this giant list I do want to implement. I save all the ones that seem interesting to me, and there is a lot of them. So don't feel bad if you've been like, oh, I really want to think of a suggestion. I haven't seen people post them in a while. I mean, keep leaving them, but... I'm just saying, if I don't get to your suggestion, it's because I just have so many others. And I'm not really picking them in any particular order. I just kind of pick the ones that I feel fit my mood at that time. So, for example, like the police station one I got. I may do that one next because I might be in the mood to build a police station and not... I don't know, if someone suggested an airport. Like, oh, airports are big, this is a small build, and I don't have a lot of time today, so I'll just build that instead, you know. Cool, that was perfect. We had the perfect amount of planks for that. So, awesome. We have the entire roof basically done, and now we get to decide where there's going to be an overhang, if we even need one. Now, I think what we can do is... there's an unfortunate part about this build that I need to go over, and that's this right here. Every corner needs to be kind of filled in with something. Otherwise, it's just open air. I mean, it doesn't need to be, but it should be. I don't like it. That's for sure. So I've been trying to figure out what to do without using blocks, but nothing's going to connect those two windows better than blocks. I mean, let's put 2 blocks here and just see how it looks. Like that. Actually, that doesn't look so bad. I think maybe that's for the overlap. You see that the roof right there? That flickering as you walk? That is overlapping planks. Anyway, I mean, that doesn't look so bad. I think maybe if we make the texture... Well, it's the same as the deck, so... Maybe we can roll with that. Let's try that for now, and maybe later we'll decide, oh, it's ugly or it's fine. It's just, there's no... If I use, what are they? They're not planks. They're like pieces of lumber, but they're more or less support beams. If I use those, it's still not going to close off the windows. Okay. I think that'll work for now. Not a huge deal. Again, we can come back to that, but cool, because that matches the deck, and now we just get to figure out the overhang. I think it should be on this side, because when I look at the front of this house, I like seeing the lack of roof over the deck. I don't know, something about it I think is just nice to keep no ceiling on part of it. So I'm going to make some more of these planks. We're going to pop over this, and we're also going to finish up these railings. I'm going to make some more of those as well. And again, I also need to finish up the floor. So a couple little things to do, but we're almost there. So I've gone ahead and started to finish the banister. We should have everything we need to finish the basics of the house. And the one thing we're coming to now is the corners. So I have two options. I can use the grid to place this here. I can leave the corners blank. I could use beams instead. But I think really what I need to do is take the grid away. Don't use the grid and line this up manually, which could affect our OCD, but I think if I just line it up as best I can, I think we can deal. So let's do it. Okay, it's not the worst. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it just adds charm to the design. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry if you're freaking out about this decision, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Let's try to get it the same looking on this side. I think right there. Okay, if anything else, that's pretty much the same. So, cool. And those are the only two corners. If we think of something better in the future, maybe I'll replace them. But the last thing, or the second to last thing we have to do is get this roof that I keep talking about added on. So we'll hit G again so we get a nice grid. We know what we're doing. And I'm going to expand it to its full potential right there. And now the other thing I need to do is turn it a couple ways to see what it covers. And it's hard to see things, like, in Rising World, the angles of things can be very obnoxious. So, let's put that there. That fits perfect. I mean, it does. Does it need, like, a support beam, though? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I know you can do wooden support beams. I don't know about, like, a sleek-looking metal pole to hold it up. I mean, we'll just go with it. I really do want this covered. I just want it to look right. And the last thing we need to do is narrow this up to a 2 little block width, like that. Ta-da. Cool. I mean, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad either. I feel like it would also benefit from having some trim come out a little bit more. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about the roof, because I think we can do better. Maybe take this away and just leave it open. I don't know. I do want something covered here. It's difficult. So leave that in the comments, your suggestions for the overhanging roof, and I'm going to come in and start to finish the floors. I don't know if we'll have time to do furniture, but it's just going to be added to my list of things I need to finish up for this game in the future. I've always said we'll come back to this and we'll finish that later and we'll do this and that. Someone actually left a comment saying you're gonna have like a 1 to 2 hour episode of just things you're finishing up in Rising World, like just going around and sprucing everything up. I don't know. Maybe they're absolutely right. Maybe we'll just make a whole thing of it where I record for a whole bunch of time and I don't edit it like I normally do, and we'll just finish up all this nonsense. Or maybe I'll do it one day, record it all, and then speed it up to, I don't know, 5 times the speed, and you guys can just watch me go around real quick and fill things in. I know I have more stone to finish this. I just thought I'd create enough blocks. Go create a few more. And I'm still really excited, though. This house is really cool, and it's going to be party central. That is kind of the goal for that house, is just like a nice place to hang out and have a party, a barbecue, whatever you want to call it. I need cobblestone. I keep clicking all the wrong things. I think it was this cobblestone, and we'll just go up to 64, create another stack. Should tie us over for the rest of the floor, I would hope. Let's go test that theory out. We'll get this placed, and yeah, I mean, again, furniture, not really sure. I'm thinking just a lounge feel, which means just a lot of places to sit, and I mean, that ought to do it, right? Cool. So it's a nice vacant house. We might as well just put a for sale sign up and call it a day. I was envisioning this becoming the kitchen, but really the space I've left would make this a better, like, dining area. Like, just with a little table in the middle. And maybe making the kitchen counters over here. Any kitchen counters I put are going to affect the windows because they sit really high up. So, I don't know. Mistakes have been made, but it's not, again, not the biggest deal. Lounge, party central, whatever you want to call it. Maybe the kitchen can be like an island. I can take all the counters and put them in the middle and go from there. I'm not sure. But one thing I do know is that we need to get a bunch of chairs and a bunch of things put together for furniture in the house. I'm thinking that's going to be for a later episode. In the next episode, we will take another suggestion. I will start yet another build, and I will probably not finish that build by the time I claim to be finishing that build. Thank you so much for watching Rising World. If you enjoy this video, if you enjoy this series, please be sure to leave likes, share it with your friends, leave comments. All those things tremendously help myself, the channel, the series, all those things and more. So thank you again, and we will see you next time in Rising World, or perhaps another video that I do on the channel. I do videos every single day, so hope to see you around. Peace out. And this one is all about managing your very own call center. Now, I've been looking for a game to replace another one I was playing on the channel called Supreme, where you run a chain of pizza shops, and I kind of felt like I had maxed out everything with that game.